right. Hey, everyone. Amber DeLoof, your presidential upline here at It Works. On the call with me tonight, I have Double Diamond, Nicky Hardy. We are super excited to talk to you guys tonight because most of you know my story, and most of you who know Nicky know both of us came from the party plan industry, and that's a little bit different than It Works. And so our income solely depended on working parties and lots of them. And so Nicky always had 10 to 12 on her books. Is that right, Nicky?
Yeah.
Okay. And I always had 18 to 20 because I did it full time and I was a little crazy. So in our industry, you could do 2 parties on a Saturday. So it was nothing for me, and I'm sure Nicky on certain weekends, to book a Friday night, 2 parties on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, if we wanted to kill ourselves for 3 days. Okay. So I have always been able to keep a full calendar. And I have always been able to teach my teams to keep a full calendar, and Nicky has been able to do the same. So I thought, what better thing to do than both of us put on our party plan hats and teach you guys how to get your parties booked. One of the quickest ways to promote in this business is to do parties. Okay, that's it. You do parties because there's no other way for you to get in front of more people. While we're not a party plan, getting in front of 4 to 6 people in one setting is going to get you distributor leads, loyal customer leads, or even better, if you're launching a distributor, you're going to get them to 400. Like, it's easy. It's the best way to do it. So we wanted to talk to you guys tonight a little bit about booking wrap parties. So who on here, you can raise your hand since you can't really yell, would like to be able to book more wrap parties? Right? Because wrap parties are cash, and I'll tell you what, the industry that Nicky and I were in, we worked 4 to 5 hours at a party, dragging in
$10,000 worth of stock.
$10,000 worth of stock, and we're talking liquid stock, all right? And we'd make a couple $100, but I know Nicky agrees with this because we've talked about it before. It is more satisfying for me to walk in with 1 bag and work 2 hours and leave with $150 in cash. Like, I leave there and I'm like, oh, I have so much money and I didn't work that hard. So you have to do parties, all right? And once you do them, you'll love them, I promise. So, all right, let me maximize my screen here because my Facebook is going crazy in the background and I have ADD. And I didn't take compounds or feedbacks tonight, so you are welcome. So we're going to roll. So Nicky, talk to them a little bit about how far out we should be booking these wrap parties.
I would say no more than 2 to 3 weeks. And the reason that is because this is not something that people have to plan big for. They don't have to kick their families out. They don't have to find babysitters. They don't have to tell their husband to go plan a night out with the guys and schedule that with his guy friends. This is something that's so easy to do because the kids can be home. They can be running around and doing their thing. Moms can be, in the kitchen tending to their guests or catering to their family if need be while we do these parties. It's so... Coming from where I've come from, where we literally had to do all those things. We had to kick the families out, to find the kids a babysitter, send the kids outside to play for hours. So you had to plan it on a night that was, going to be decent weather. It was all this big planning. So we would be booking anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks out because people needed time to plan these. With this, you don't need that. It's very simple. It's very easy. There's nothing that we offer that other people can't be around. So I would say at max 2 to 3 weeks. 2 weeks is really, personally, when I book parties, wrap parties, that's what I'm pushing for. I'm not giving them my calendar for, okay, it's October. I'm not saying, okay, I have between now and November 14th. I'm not doing that because I need BV now for the month of October. So booking them out in November is not going to do me any good.
Exactly.
So booking them now is going to get me those parties for November.
And I love that you talked about not going 2 weeks out, because here's the thing, guys. You don't work for your clients. You work for yourself, and you have to be in control of your calendar. I remember going to a party once, and the consultant wanted to see if I could book a party. And I was like, hey. And she legitimately just opened up her calendar and was like, here, pick any date in the next X number of months. And I'm like, I'm going to book one in June of like next year at this rate. You don't show them your whole calendar. One of the biggest tips that I got in the party plan industry was an open date card. You can Google it if you want to, but it's really easy. It's open dates. And it's two columns. And the first column is your next 6 open dates in the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks max. Like Nikki said, we are not booking out more than 2 to 3 weeks. With wrap parties, I'm 1 to 2 weeks. There's no reason. I mean, I don't need you to show up for our old parties, I needed 15 people there. For these parties, 4. Okay, it's a totally different ballgame. And I don't even use the word party. I use wrap session. Let's have a wrap session.
It makes it less scary to people, just in your verbiage.
Yeah.
Party just sounds like planning and wine and trinkets and food and all this expensive things that people have to shell out money for. By calling it a wrap session, I feel like that just pulls back the expectation of what it is that, 15, 20 people.
Yep. Yeah.
Makes it easier for them to do.
Friends together and wrap. It doesn't have to be a party. Parties sound exhausting. I don't even like to work parties. If I'm going to go do a wrap session, I'm much happier. Party even sounds like work to me as the consultant or the distributor. So your open date card will literally for the next 1 to 3 weeks have your open dates. Okay. And then on the other side, and this is optional, but you can put like a hostess incentive for booking on a different night. So for example, Saturdays are always easier to book, right? Because it's the weekend. And the number one thing people say is, well, let's do it on a weekend. The kids are out of school, blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't like to work that many weekends. I'd rather work Thursday night wrap party because I'm in and out in 2 hours. We don't have to do it on a weekend. Okay. With the other party plan I was in, I didn't get out until 10 or 11. Different ball game. So with us, I'm going to say, let's say I want to book a Thursday. Let's say I've decided that every Thursday I'm going to do a party, but everyone wants a weekend. I'm going to up the ante on a Thursday night. So instead of saying have 4 friends wrap, get a free wrap, I might tell them you'll get 2 wraps for free if you book on Thursday night. Or maybe if you have stock at home, because a lot of us have stock that sits at home, not a ton, but even if you have a little extra, I'm going to give you a bottle of Fat Fighters plus a free wrap if you book on Thursday and you have 4 wrapping friends. Or if you're new and you could make little tiny goodie bags, buy things like the Vital Packs, the Greens on the Go, and your Wows, and make little goodie bags and say, hey, you book your party on this night and you get a goodie bag. Okay, so you can do different things, offer different incentives. I'm not saying go into a full-on hostess incentive program, but I'm saying if it gets me a Thursday night party, I'm going to give you Fat Fighters if that's what makes you happy. If it gets me into your house on a Thursday night and you have 4 wrapping friends, awesome. Because if you have 4 wrapping friends, I'm going to sign up 4 new loyal customers. Okay, I know that. And if you don't know that, get to next month's meeting because I'm going to teach you how to do a wrap party so that you lock in all of your clients. So I like to use the open date card. Even now I do that, and I usually have it tucked in my planner. Okay, so if someone's like, I want to do a wrap session. Great, here are my next available dates. Which one works best for you? She asleep? Awesome. Sorry, my husband was handling bedtime for Maylee, and she doesn't usually let him put her to sleep, so. So open date cards, here are your dates, and then I don't do new ones until that one's almost full. Like, I like it to look full so that people see I'm busy. If they try to talk me into going later than that, I'm up front. I'm very busy, and I don't know what I'm doing in a month. Let's just get it on the schedule now. The other tip that I had for that is, and I know Nikki wanted to bang her head off the wall, and people did this too. They go, let me ask my friends what works best. Don't ask your friends what works best. None of them no one's going to give you the same answer. All of your friends have something going on every night of the week. So just pick a date, and the friends that can show up, show up.
One of the terms we used to use was let's pencil you in a date for the date that works best for you, because just saying something like that doesn't make it so permanent as, writing it down in a pen. Just, again, sometimes it's all in the verbiage that you use, but something as simple as that can at least get them on your books. And you say, listen, let's pencil you in for a date. I'm going to follow up with you in 48 hours. That's give you plenty of time to talk to your friends to confirm and or change it. You're not letting them off the hook, and you're letting them know these are the expectations. I'm going to contact you in 48 hours. And then if you do that, make sure that you, in fact, are following up in 48 hours. Confirm and or change the date. But with that being said, if they change the date and you offered an incentive, they also need to be aware that that incentive may not be the same. That could just depend on how badly you need the bookings. If you're giving away Fat Fighters and a wrap, and you really, really need that party because it's the only one you have on your books, they may not know that, but you can extend that as long as they confirm when you call them in 48 hours for that date or the new date coming up. But if it's, you've got 10 parties already booked and you may or may not need it, you may want to do it for a Friday, but you don't really want to do Friday parties, but you're going to do it anyway, then maybe scale back that incentive.
Yep, for sure. Don't
At least that's what I would do.
For parties like that or for weekends like that. The only time I book further than 2 or 3 weeks out is if I'm 100% booked. That's it. So I don't go far out. The other thing that I used to use, and I haven't done lately, but to be fair, I was in China, is I like a pick a date, pick a prize calendar. Okay. It's really easy, guys. You can, like I said, you can do be cheap. I'm not asking you to give away all the things. Okay. Let's just start with that. You can do free facials for all of their guests as one of the gifts. Well, guess how much a free facial is? You're not giving away facial wraps. You're going to bring an exfoliating peel. Okay. And all their friends get to exfoliate. Well, that's pretty cheap if you have a bottle of exfoliating peel. Okay. So literally you just take a month calendar for November or whatever, and on every single date that you have available for a party, put a prize. If they pick that date to book a party, they get a prize. They don't get the prize until the party is booked and until you show up and they have 4 friends. If I give a bigger prize, let's say, excuse me, let's say I want to give away a bag of Profit. That's not normally what I would give away, but let's just say I would make that prize or that qualification bigger. So it wouldn't be 4 wrapping friends. It would be like 8 wrapping friends or 4 loyal customers signing up at your party, something like that. Okay. So the pick a date, pick a prize also works well. Nikki, do you want to talk a little bit about, sorry, I'm reading the chat. People don't know how to behave. Do you want to talk a little bit about theme parties and what we're doing? Because I mean, we are in the season for theme parties.
For theme parties, absolutely. Yeah, and before I do that, just going back to what Amber said, one of the reason I know we're saying we don't want you to give away all the things, and we don't, because that's not what this business is about. So that's, we don't want you going away and giving away a full box of wraps and Fat Fighters and this and that, because this is not the type of business where that's cost effective for us. So we don't want to do that. But the reason that we're saying, offer something, a week supply of greens, maybe, 5 little packets of Wow, because we get those in a box and we get multiple of those. Fat Fighters, because it's relatively cheap, is because people book parties. It's just a known fact for 3 reasons: fun, friendships, and free. They want the free stuff. So by offering them some type of incentive, it's, what am I getting out of this? Why am I doing this for you? What am I getting? So by giving them something in return for your hostess, that, for them, it makes it a little bit more, okay, I'll do that because I would like that prize. And they don't have to pay for it. Theme parties, actually, I'm glad I don't have all the things, but I'm only picking up some of these little things. Right now, the dollar store, they have the little Halloween goodie bags that you can use. They have, I've even seen, like the Chinese food containers that are like orange and they've got like little pumpkins on them, or spiders, or you can get like little trinket boxes at Christmas. And you can do these at your parties when you're, as opposed to doing like a pick a date calendar. We used to use those as an incentive because everybody wants to know what's in the box, what's in the envelope. So you can do it as simple as numbering some envelopes and passing them around the room. Because it's Halloween, you would want to do Halloween type of goodie bags. At Thanksgiving, you want to do turkey and fall leaves and that I think Christmas, it's Santa and snowmen. But you can get little trinket boxes and things like that. When you call your hostess, maybe we're doing a Halloween facial party. Something simple like that. Christmas time, the possibilities are endless. I know we're more of the health and wellness, but you could still do a cookie exchange. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to indulge in all of the cookies at the party, but you could do a cookie exchange, something to get them together with their friends for the holidays, but then incorporate your health and wellness products with it as well. That's a great time to market fat fighters, by the way, at your cookie exchanges. Definitely need all the fat fighters for that one. But the possibilities for that are endless. I can actually put together a list. I can put that on my to-do list for tomorrow of some different theme ideas. This was just kind of like a last minute thing, and I've been out of that for a while. But I can put together a list just to give you guys some ideas of the different types of themes and things that you guys can do if that'll be helpful. And I can post it in G.R.I.T tomorrow.
Well, and the cool thing about doing like a cookie exchange is you could totally still do wine and facials that night. Wine facials and exchange. Those are easy.
Tasting parties are great. Tasting parties, you do your greens, you do your Profit, and you can have, like your orange greens and your berry greens and whatever your favorite way of making those. You could make up like protein balls with the Profit ahead of time. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And if you've never ever made the brownies, I gave Amber the brownies. Those things were like death by chocolate type of brownies, but they were completely healthy. They were like the most amazing things ever. You can find the recipe on the It Works Global Profit recipes that they have on Facebook.
Change and bring the brownie as your I'm serious. Bring the brownies. Everyone want the Profit. And that's a totally different situation here, but I'm just going to say this. If you can buy or have a personal blender or even just a shaker cup, buy a bag of Profit, guys, and take that stuff to parties. Because if you mix up Profit on the spot and they get to try it, they will purchase it. Especially, and I'm not talking bad about other companies, but especially if they've had Shakeology, because ours is better. Ours tastes better. Shakeology requires ice and a blender. If you really want to enjoy Shakeology, you need all the extras. With ours, you can show up with chocolate milk and Profit and shake it up, and it's done. Powdered peanut butter. I mean, take your Profit. People will buy the Profit. We used to have a package that included the Profit. It was called the Fit Pack. And it was Gina is probably the only one who remembers the Fit Pack. It was like $179. I sold that to over half of my customers at every single party because the Profit is that good. So if you don't have the Profit, shame on you, buy it immediately and try it. But take it to your parties. Let them try it. Make the protein balls. Let them see that it's very flexible. And I like that Nikki talked about I like that she called them Chinese boxes because it sounded a little and if anyone doesn't know me, I'm allowed to say that because I have an Asian daughter. But so I can get away with it. However, I like that she talked about the little takeaway boxes or takeout boxes because the best way to book parties, guys, is to do it at parties. So all you have to do is get 1 to 2 parties on your books, and those are going to snowball. Okay, because all you're going to do is you're going to book at the party. So I have a couple of ideas for booking at the party.
Real quick, with that being said, when you're booking, my favorite way of getting another wrap party, because we said we're only booking 2 to 3 weeks out, but if we're doing a wrap party, we want 1 to 2 weeks out. You're always going to have that one guest. It always seems like when you do a wrap party that has that phenomenal wrap result. That is that one person. Everybody's got good results. Some have mediocre results. Some may need 2 or 3 wraps. But you got that one person who has phenomenal results, or even that person who didn't have the great results. You can always play it to your advantage depending on, the party situation. Yep. But either one of those people would be your great next hostess, because if they book a party for you within the next week, they can get their next wrap before theirs come in for free by hosting with you. And they can, instead of wrapping 2 weeks from now when their stuff comes in, they can wrap again next week. Now with their friends, and they can get it for free. So they just pay $25 today. Next week they're getting it for free. I mean, you're just going to, encourage them that this is going to help speed up their results. It's going to help them see them a lot faster. Just something as simple like that. Boom, you could have your next 3 parties booked.
Hey, Sam Brown, get out of my head. It was already on my notes. Okay, get out of my head. The 72-hour party, you already told people they have to wrap every 72 hours, right? So you literally just go, All right, guys, this was so much fun. Who's booking the 72-hour party so we can all get together and take pictures again and slap on another app? Because what happens is that one person is very excited about their results. Like Nikki said, there's always that one person, right? And I always tell people, your parties, nothing is going to fuel your love and belief in these products than doing parties. Because I've been at this 4.5 years. And when I do a party and I see 4 people with crazy results, I'm like, oh my God, this stuff is awesome. It's like crack to see someone get excited about their results. But have someone host the 72-hour party. Like, this was so much fun, but who's up for hosting the next one in 72 hours? Boom. Book another one in 72 hours. You don't have to plan these things that far out. And do you guys notice, like, you nod more when I get excited? Do you guys see that? Like, when I get excited, you guys are like, I could have said, like, offer them a bag of flaming dog poo. But if I say it excitedly enough, you guys are like, yes, offer that. Okay, you have to be excited about this stuff at parties. You have to be excited about booking a party or about booking your session. You have to be excited about getting that wrap on them. You have to be excited about their results. You have to be excited about how awesome the greens are. If you are red, I'm red, man. I feel you. You have to fake being blue. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to watch the color personality training that I did a few weeks, it's probably been a few months ago. It's on the YouTube channel. But when you talk about parties and sessions, you're like, all right, guys, so who is excited and wants to book a wrap session? And everyone's like, oh, she's nodding. Yes, yeah, I want to do that. Okay, so the power of suggestion is nodding at people, just so you know. So the best way to use your power of suggestion is in the wrap room. Okay, so there are 2 very important questions, 3 technically, that we ask. One is, how do you see yourself tonight as a loyal customer or as a distributor? Okay, right? That's the first question we have to ask. The second one is, would you ever consider hosting a wrap session of your own? So you see how easy that is? But when you ask it, you're going to ask it like this. Would you ever consider hosting a wrap session of your own? You're suggesting to them right away, and their head is already getting the positive vibe, and they're like, You do not say, have you ever? See, I didn't even have to get out my notes. You do not say, have you ever considered hosting a wrap session? Because 99% of the time, the answer is no. They have absolutely not considered it. So you're asking them, would you consider hosting a wrap session? Okay. The first question I actually ask after the loyal customer one is actually, would you ever consider what I do and making a little extra money? I always lead with the opportunity. Would you ever consider, joining my team and making a little extra cash this season? Okay. And then when they tell me no, I move on to, well, that's no problem. It's not for everyone, but would you ever consider hosting your own wrap session and getting wrapped for free? Nod, right? And then they're like, no, I don't think so. Then all you have to do is this, and don't cry in the corner because no is not a dirty word. Okay? No is not a dirty word. You just say, oh, no problem, but can I ask you, is that no forever or no not right now? Because I have a maybe later list. Do you mind if I add you to that? 99% of people will let me add them to a maybe later list. I'm upfront with them. I have a maybe later list. I'm going to contact you 3 times only. And after the 3rd time, I'm never going to contact you again because I'm not going to stalk you. Because no one wants to say, yes, put me on a maybe later list. And then you follow up with them every other week for 5 years. Okay. So I just simply say, oh, is that a no, not right now? Or can I add you, is that a no now? Or can I add you to my maybe later list? And that way, if I ever need, whatever, 30s or whatever, I could maybe get a hold of you. How does that sound? You guys, you have to build a relationship with these people so that they like you enough that if you should ever need a wrap session booked, they would want to help you. Okay, because that's why they're going to say yes to the maybe later list. If they like you enough and they know it will help you later. Okay, so that's important.
I think it's also important that when we're doing these parties, again, coming from the industry that I come in, where we were bringing in anywhere between $6,000 to $10,000 worth of stock when we went to these parties, is do not go into your wrap parties with 10 tote bags. You do not want a bag with perfect and greens and all of the things over here, and you got this other bag full of lap boards and all this stuff, because immediately that sends up red flags to people who may or may not have considered something like this. You don't know who's sitting there. They may have had a long lost friend who did this, and they're thinking, well, maybe I could do this. Let me just see. You don't want to immediately scare people off by having too much stuff there. You don't want to stand over top of people. I don't even know who gave the idea recently. I heard it somewhere, but they said, sit down with them in a circle. Make it comfortable. It's not like you've got 15 people and you've got this great big huge presentation.
Yep.
Make it a front, like you are just hanging out with friends, showing them some of the great stuff that you had. You got to really just keep it simple, because if it's not duplicatable, you'll never find people.
No one will ever sign with you if you make it too crazy. So, and if you drag your party out for 10,000 hours, no one's going to book one with you. They don't
want in and out in under 2 hours for sure.
In and out, take their money, slap a wrap on them, take their orders, get out.
And don't wait for everybody to get there to put a wrap on them. As people coming in the door, you should be wrapping people, because, you've always got that one person, usually it's me or Amber, who are 15, 20, 30 minutes late for things. So you don't want to wait till that person gets there, because, again, you've drug this whole event out way longer than it should have been. So if people are walking in the door, start wrapping them if they have the intent of wrapping. Make sure your hostess is wrapped right away. Get her to join in that excitement of, she just got wrapped for free because she hosted this. Get her in on the fun, because when her friends see that, women want what other women don't have, or they want what the other one has. Excuse me, I said that wrong. So by her being excited about her getting the stuff for free, her friends are going to want it too. So make sure you have your hostess in on it.
And her being wrapped breaks the ice. Like, women need that one person to step up and get wrapped, because then the rest of them wrap. But you have to get that one person with that wrap on. Some people will wait to see if they have 4 wrapping friends. I'm wrapping a hostess even if they have one person show up. But that's my prerogative. I'm just thanking her for getting me in front of someone that I've never met before. So definitely, you just have to get those first few parties, because once you do, you can book from those. The other thing is, if you've been in business a while, you can do a relaunch. Hey guys, I'm looking to relaunch my business, and I really wanted to do a few practice parties. Is anyone willing to help me out by having a friend or two over and let me practice with you guys? That doesn't sound like you're selling them anything. You're just going to practice your demo. It's easy. If you're brand new, hey guys, I'm brand new and I just got started, but we just got this new product and I really wanted to practice my demonstration. Do you mind getting a friend or two together? And some of you have brothers or sisters or girlfriends or someone who will take pity on you. Okay, I'm not above getting pity parties, all right? I really need a party and I'm having trouble booking one. Do you mind helping me out and just having a friend or two over? Guys, play up the newbie or the relaunch stuff. Don't overcomplicate it. If you haven't had your own party in a while, do that. Host one at your house and invite people over. The best way to I just lost my train of thought. The best way to invite people, so people use Facebook events. I don't think that they work that well anymore. That's just me. However, if you have Blitz cards, which you should, print off labels for your Blitz cards that say your address, the time and date of the party. You're invited, name, address, date of the party, and stick it on the Blitz card. This is for your hostesses too. Give them 10 Blitz cards to hand out. Okay, so that they can invite people to their party, but they're also giving out your business card. Okay, so that's another great thing that I do for inviting people. Nick, do you have anything you want to add before I answer the questions?
No, we've pretty much went over my whole list, so.
Okay, so guys, if you have questions, hit up the chat section. I have a couple, so I'm going to scroll through here real quick. I'm sorry, Chris's hyphenated word on fleek is entertaining me right now. If you're a Friends fan, this motion makes you giggle because Joey. But if you're not, then then you don't get me, and it's fine. If you have nothing yet, but 4 wraps on hand, there are a few ways you could do that. First, at the meeting, we always have empty product bottles, so you have a good display for your table. But the other thing is you can just give them money off of their wrap. So for every paying friend who comes to the party, they get $5 off of their wrap. You don't even have to give anything away for free then. They just get money off of their wrap. And so if they have 4 paying friends, then their wrap is only $5 or whatever. So, and if not, then just hang tight for a little while and just, slowly start adding things to your auto ship so that you have samples.
I saw Jess Rawlings had posted on there in the chat about partying with other DTs. That there's huge because you feed off of each other's energy. If you take a friend, another DT, whether it's a sideline, upline, sister line, somewhere within the organization doesn't matter, but just feeding off that energy just makes it contagious, and it lets other people know, oh my God, I could do this with my friend. So again, it makes you more relatable. It's more duplicatable. They see that, if they've got help there if they need it, if it was something they decided to do. So I think that's also huge. Make sure that you're partying with friends. And if you haven't been to a party ever, ask somebody on the team, who's got parties coming up. I'd love to go and see one, how it's done live. Just ask. I can pretty much guarantee that there's not a single leader on this team that wouldn't allow you to accompany them to a party. So get to one if you've never done one. If you're nervous about doing one, go see one before you do your own.
For sure. Also, if you have a couple of distributors that are local to you, once a week, get together and alternate houses, and then all 3 of you or 4 of you or however many there are can invite your leads over, and you can just have wrap parties amongst yourselves with your leads. It's a good way to get people there too. Sarah, the takeout box thing is you put a prize in the box. Like it could be
you just write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah, 3-day supply of the greens, a free wrap, whatever, and then you ask who's willing to host their own wrap session, and whoever is gets to pick a box, and then in turn they get to pick out whatever it is. And I usually put one big thing in there, so like I usually have like 8 boxes or so, and I put in something like, and in one of these boxes is a free box of wraps, and then the rest of them aren't that big, but then they book in hopes of getting the big prize. So, and if there's a really big prize, like I said, my stipulations are always a little bit higher. So, people like to open things. Like people like to hold things, and you even get more excited when you're like, well, you can hold it, but don't open it. Wait for it. Okay. Or an even better way to do it is to hand them out to all of your guests at the end of the party.
Deal or no deal.
Deal or no deal. When I come to you, you're either booking a party or you're not. And if you're not, you're giving me my box back.
Nobody wants to give a box back.
We don't even know what's in that box. Remember that flaming dog turd I talked about? It could be in the box, but I'm not giving it back to you. Okay, so literally every guest is filling a box, and you come around and you go, party or no party? And if they're like, oh, no party, then they have to give you the box back. That one's more at my speed because I'm red, and you're not taking my box from me. Like, I might not even know anyone, but I'm going to have a session because I'm opening my box. Okay, so again, those prizes don't get paid out until after the end of the party, the end of the booked party. But that one's a great one. And the good thing about this is we don't have giant parties, so you can literally just have 6 boxes made up at all times.
And if you don't have the money, to go to the dollar store and get some boxes, get some envelopes. You could just number some envelopes, have your kids color pretty pictures on them or something, with some highlighters or whatever. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. You could do 10 envelopes and have everybody just take an envelope, be like, hey, there's a prize in here. Prizes in here anywhere from, $20 to $100. Deal or no deal. It doesn't have to be complicated.
If you're new and you don't have anything other than your wraps, guess what? You don't have to pay out on these things until they're
You're not leaving. You're here. You're not leaving.
So you won't have to order until their party comes along. So if they get free bottle of Fat Fighters, you have a couple of weeks to order your Fat Fighters. So you can still do these things if you wanted to. Here you boys. I'm going to unmute you again, Nikki. I just muted you. Wait,
I was talking.
sorry.
It's fine. Somebody had posted on there, how do you avoid cancellations? You may have a different opinion on this. I don't want to say that you can't really avoid cancellations because they're going to happen, but that's why if you know, when Amber in the beginning said, with our old party plan, I would have 10 to 12 parties booked, and she would have 18, to 20 or parties booked or so, and that's because we knew cancellations were going to happen. But one of my advice to you to try to keep that number low is to stay in contact with your hostesses. By staying in contact with them, send them like little messages on Facebook like, oh, I can't wait to see you next week, or whatever. Just little things like that make a big difference. I know if some people get into all the fancy stuff, and if you're one of those people, there is Red Stamp. It's a free app you can download on your phone. You can make like little thank you for booking a party with me, like really cute, like little things that you can send to your hostesses once a week, or you could do, they can send out invitations by you creating an invitation on there. You'll have to play around with it and see it, but you can pretty much do everything right from that app as far as invitations, thank you notes, little flowers, just all kinds of silly stuff. But just staying in contact with your hostess is important. And again, remember, you're only booking at max 3 weeks out. So simply that's 3 messages a week. Hey, I'm so looking forward to seeing you. Let me know if you need any more invitations to send out. Just to remind them that you haven't forgot about them, and staying in the forefront of their mind is important.
Yep. And you can also send them like a picture or two with quick wording that they could post on their Facebook. Just something,
and have them tag you.
And have them tag you, because there's 2 reasons they're tagging you. 1, because if you need to answer questions, and 2, because if there's some a-hole who acts like a fool on their post, you can put them in their place. Just saying. Not that that's ever happened before. Would you offer greens to sample and profit at the same party, or would you just choose one? So I will let them try both. However, my favorite way to do it now is vanilla almond milk, vanilla profit, and orange greens shaken up. Boom, it's an orange creamsicle profit cake, so they get to try both in one drink. And then I mix up berry and water, so that they can try both flavors, but then they also get to see how versatile and how easy profit and greens are together. So if you've never mixed that, by the way, vanilla almond milk, vanilla profit, and orange greens, it's pretty tasty.
And I will tell you, I was using the unsweetened vanilla almond milk because I do love that, but I had to cut back on some of the things I was eating, so I actually can do it in just water with the profit and the orange greens, and it tastes just as good to me.
I haven't tried that. I'm scared.
It's just a little less creamy than with the almond milk, but it virtually just tastes the same. And the berry I can't do in water, so I use the lemonade stevia packs, which makes it really sweet, but it's delicious. Way better for me. So.
I will tell you guys, I usually do it in the packets from either Walmart or Crystal Light, but they're pure. They're the stevia ones, like Nikki said. I don't do anything with artificial sweetener just because I tell them the greens prevent cancer or help fight cancer, and then I'm giving them something that's known to cause cancer. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't do artificial sweetener. So I do the stevia ones. And Walmart now has their, whatever their off-brand is. And theirs are delicious. Like they have a mango pineapple. I think that's
which is great with the orange.
Which is good with the orange. Their strawberry watermelon with berry. Oh my God, it's so good. Stevia is a natural. Stevia is a natural sweetener. The strawberry watermelon was to die for. So I get those and I mix them in with the water and I let them try that because I want them to know that it's really tasty. Like it's not hard to take when it tastes good. So that's important. I will tell you, I can't drink the orange greens in water. I can't either. I'm team berry either way. I don't prefer either of them in just water, but orange greens always tasted like dirt to me in water. And Tammy told me, she's like, vanilla profit, vanilla almond milk, orange greens, the dreamsicle. And I'm like, that's not possible because orange greens don't taste like orange. When you put them with the greens or the profit and the almond milk, they taste like orange. Like it's amazing. So definitely do that if you have not. Yes, true lemon Yes, Jan's right. True Lemon also makes stevia sweetened packets. True Lemon makes watermelon lime. They make a raspberry tea or lemonade. Oh, and the peach lemonade. Amazing also with your greens. So, you guys, if you haven't figured out a way to take your greens that you actually enjoy them, not like just stomach them, but actually like them, you have so many options. There are so many.
People do it in applesauce. People do it in yogurt. I've heard of all kinds of good ways.
Berry and cinnamon applesauce. My kids love it. Well, Jace doesn't because it's green, and green is not the color of applesauce.
Tell them the green apples.
Kid eats his own boogers, but he can't have green applesauce. Okay. Some of you cringe. That's because you don't have kids. Green tea is also good. There are so many ways to take your greens. You can even do what some people call pixie stick it. Does everyone know my upline? I don't think she's on here tonight. Stacy Leonard. She pixie sticks it. She just dumps it on her tongue and then swishes water around. And every time she does it, I gag. I can't. Just watching.
Oh my.
I'm like, what is wrong with you? She's like, it's just easy. I'm like, that's disgusting. What is wrong? So I tell people all the time, I don't care how you get the greens, get them. But I do. I will let them try Profit and greens at the party. I don't care. For sure. Greens and water ice cubes? What does that mean, Fancy? I'm going to need you to explain. Quintina, no, it does not work better if it's in 4 or 8 ounces. 4.5 years, I've never heard that. That's interesting. Yes, Fancy, but why are we doing that? How do you know that you have enough for 8 ounces in your cup? Oh, so you're just making stuff up now. Okay, great, thanks. What's the problem is the people who are going to see the recording don't see what I'm reading on the chat, so they just think I'm talking to myself right now. It's fine.
Jen Keeney had asked a question.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I'm gonna say, if it's my party, I'm not giving them anything. I mean, I'm there to help them. They're there to help me, and likewise, I'll return the favor. If it's my party that I worked for, that I booked the party, and they're my guests, I'm getting the wrap cash. I'm also getting the loyals or the DTs out of it. I put the time and effort into it. But likewise, I'll happily go and help them with one of their parties too. I mean, that's just me. I don't know if that's the red in me, because there is some of that in there somewhere, but it's mine. I'm keeping it. I don't know if you can elaborate on that anymore, Amber, but I personally, I'm not giving away the fruits of my labor to someone else, unless perhaps they're in my direct downline, then, I could share. I just don't feel like that's how this business works.
If a new distributor comes to shadow a party, they're not getting anything. If we were sharing a party, like if we were both working the party,
I guess maybe I don't understand the question or how she's asking it.
Party, if it's a launch party and you're getting launched.
Oh, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
That's different. Though, if I would bring my wraps, for example, and I sell my wraps on the spot, you would get the profit, but I would get the coverage. I would get the money to cover my wraps. So I would keep the $15 per wrap to cover my wraps, and you would get the $10 per. So, anyone else have any questions for us? Pretty painless. Did everyone learn something, I hope? Who is excited to get some parties scheduled, some wrap sessions? Guys, you want to know my secret to going from distributor to diamond in 72 days? 2 wrap parties a week. Minimum, 2 a week. You're at a diamond in 72 days because I worked parties, because you can sign up distributors, you can sign up loyal customers. Gina is on here. She went diamond at every party. She legitimately would say, okay, I have 4 loyal customers. She would talk to the hostess and say, hey, if you signed up as a distributor tonight, I will put these 4 loyal customers under you. How does that sound? And if the hostess turned it down, she would open it to everyone else at the party. If anyone was thinking about joining my team, if you join tonight, I'm going to give you 4 loyal customers to get started. Okay, boom. So, you know, you have your opportunity to make money, to make wrap cash, to get loyal customers, to get distributors, all 100% higher by doing wrap sessions. All of it. Okay, so get those wrap sessions booked. Make sure that when people are wrapped, if they'll let you, do a big selfie with everyone wrapped. I forgot the other thing. When people are wrapped at the party, do the Facebook thing. If you don't know what the Facebook thing is, let's say I'm doing a party for Nikki. I'm going to say, all right, everyone who's wrapped, I want you to go on Facebook. Go ahead and get your phones out. First, I want you to drop me a friend request on Facebook. Okay, I'm going to accept it. All right. Then what I want you to do is I want you to type this in as your status tonight. Trying that crazy wrap thing with Nicky Hardy and Amber DeLoof. Make sure you tag us in it. The person with the likes and comments gets a prize. Boom. 90% of the time, there's always at least 2 people on every post that's like, what's that crazy rap thing? And I'm tagged in it so I can answer it. So you're going to get more friends on Facebook by having them friend you, and then you're going to get exposure by them posting. If they wear a facial or something, make them take a selfie and post it.
And if there was somebody to book a party because they didn't think they had anyone, as those people are commenting on their posts, you could easily say, hey, look, you have 2 or 3 friends right now that have no idea what it is. Let's introduce them to it. Boom. Now you have another party booked.
Boom. Mic drop. I think we're done. I don't think we that. I don't see any other questions popping up. I hope you guys took some awesome notes. Oh, wait, of course. Hold on a second. Sorry, hold on. I always have a hard time getting people to wrap at parties. You know, Fancy, I do not want your greens ice cubes because I don't know how to make them. And you're just making stuff up. I'm just saying. What if they don't melt? How do I know that it's 8 ounces? How do I know that it has enough greens in it? I have questions, Fancy. I have questions. I don't have a hard time with people buying wraps at the parties.
Maybe you could try wrapping yourself ahead of time. And, you know, as you go, before you leave to go to the party, maybe you put the wrap on and ensure, again, that you have your hostess wrap. And I think maybe the combination of the 2 of you wrapped and sharing your excitement with being wrapped will encourage other people to possibly want to wrap. Now, I'm not saying that's a foolproof way, but I feel like actually seeing people wrapped is a great way. You know, make sure that, like, I don't know if you were on here earlier, Nicole, but when we said, you know, offer those incentives, you know, bring somebody with you, we'll take $5 off of your wrap. Thing is that people come to these things, there's always an expectation they're going to buy something. So, you know, most of the time I think it's going to help their hostess. So to spend $20 on a wrap shouldn't be that big of a deal for someone who's coming to a party like that. Because I personally know that I would never, and I know there's people out there who aren't like this, but personally I would never ever attend a purse party, a jewelry party, a wrap party, a pure romance party, or any other kind of party without purchasing something. You know what I mean? So maybe by, you know, just those other little incentives, you wrapping, having your hostess wrap, and sharing that excitement, her talking about, oh, how warm it is, or oh, how not cold it is, or just all of those things, just keeping that excitement up about how you feel, how she feels, may encourage other people to want to wrap as well.
Also, Nikki's not lying because she didn't even believe in the wraps and she hated the wraps and she still bought a wrap at my wrap party.
Yeah. Then I hated the wraps after that too.
She hated it after that and refused to admit that she actually had results on day 3, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
You know, and honestly, I can't remember who asked that question, but Nicole, but there are some people who don't even wrap at the beginning of the party. They wrap at the end of the party. They do the entire demonstration and then they offer single wraps for sale at the end of the party. Because sometimes people spend their $25 and then they get to the end of the party and they wanted to order wraps, but they spent $25 already, and so they don't want to. Mackenzie Schultz does that. I'm going to see if she has a video about that. Here's the thing. Wrap Cash is great. I love Wrap Cash. But Wrap Cash is not residual. So if I don't sell that many wraps for some reason, as long as I get loyal customers, I'm happy. That's what I'm going in for. The wraps for me are just icing on the cake. Like, for me, it's about loyal customers. I saw some tips for booking on social media. I haven't tried asking for bookings on social media lately, so I don't know what the algorithms are doing with that. So I can't tell you specific wording, but I always like to use my friend challenged me to get 2 parties on my schedule this month. I'm offering a free facial or whatever. One of my best ways to get people on social media is wine and facial parties, and I tell them I'll bring the wine. So, does anyone have 2 or 3 friends they'd love to get together for a wine and facial party? I'll bring the wine, and all of your guests get facials. That one seems to work. Other than that, it's going to be some private messaging. Sorry. And if you have loyal customers, those are your best wrap session leads. They already love the products. So odds are they have a few friends that they know that would like to come try the products. So I use my loyal customers, drop them a message. Hey, would you like to host a wrap session? I'll give you a wrap for free. Or I know you love the greens. How about some free greens? Whatever. Bribe them. Plus, Sarah, you have a cute baby. Tell them you'll bring the baby or something. I'm going to start using Maylee to get me some parties. I'll bring the baby if you have a wrap party. I'm just saying. You laugh.
Anybody want an angry teenager?
Nope.
I got one of those.
You have to bring me chocolate. Yeah, private messaging and starting to post, now booking pictures and those wine and facial parties this time of year is huge. And start pushing that we're all trying to get into our holiday dresses. It's almost black dress season. Let me help you get into your little black dress. And here soon, we're going to have resolution parties. You guys realize that we are like 2.5 months from resolution season, right? 3 months from resolution season. No, I was right the first time. 2.5 months from resolution season. That's coming. So you definitely want to be doing challenge parties as we come up into Christmas. For sure.
I think we should do a team-wide booking challenge. Just throwing it out there.
Maybe we shall. Hey, guys, if you're on here and you're not following or friends with your diamonds and above, please do that so you can see when they post in the group, just so you know. Yeah, we could do a booking challenge. What are some of the tips to booking?
Because this is a kick butt time of year, and I feel like everybody just needs a fresh jump start, and what better way to do it with, have parties booked.
I agree. For Instagram questions, take that question to G.R.I.T, please. They can help you with that. I'm definitely not jumping into Instagram tonight. No, Allie, because apparently you're in a white gown instead of a little black dress tonight. Yes, Jen, that might be right. See, fancy resolution parties. I have good ideas, not like those greens ice cube that you brought up. I have helpful ideas. You are welcome. Okay. I know you, I figured you'd tag me. It's not going to help unless you can answer all my questions about those green ice cubes. I have questions. And can I make them in the ice maker that automatically makes ice in my freezer? I'm just saying.
Shannon O'Neill had posted on there, every time I try to get people to host a party, they tell me they don't know anyone who'd want to do it. I say that just take it back to Facebook, have them post on there, I'm about to try that crazy wrap thing, even if they're not, who wants to try it with me, just something like that, tag you in it, put that out there universally to, their friends. And again, their inner circle may not necessarily want to, or they don't think that they want to, but there may be people on their Facebook who do. And they don't realize it because maybe they don't have that real close connection with them. So I say putting it out on Facebook, tagging you in it is a great way for them to possibly see that maybe more people want to try it than they realize. I'd give that a shot.
For sure. Plus please, people know 2 people. Don't give me that crap.
Yeah, exactly. There's an aunt, there's a, a mom.
There's always
grandma. There's always somebody.
There's always somebody.
You can always talk your best friend into doing something, so. Or heck, have them just try it. Share their results. Maybe just that in itself. You don't need 4 people to do a wrap session. If you can only get one person, do it. It's one person that you were in front of that you weren't before. So, maybe them sharing their results publicly may encourage more people to come out of the woodworks to try it too. So.
Oh, and I forgot. Who needs a wrap session? Do a one-on-one appointment.
Exactly.
I'll come to your house and wrap you.
I've done more one-on-ones than I have personally done larger, 3 or more people.
I did so many one-on-ones when I got started that it looked like I was selling drugs out of my townhouse. Not kidding. It was like one would come in, and one would come in and one would leave. And sometimes I would say, hey, I know you didn't have anyone, but did you know I have someone coming over tomorrow at noon to get wrapped? Did you just want to come over? Then I had 2-on-1s. Your sign in for loyal customers with one-on-ones is 100% because it's all pressure. They're the only one there. They have to become loyal because otherwise they feel like they wasted your time. I'm all about pressure, okay? I'm just kidding. I'm not all about pressure, but it works, okay? One-on-ones, man, that's where it's at, especially if they can come to your house and bring their kids if they don't have horrible kids. There's a stay-at-home mom circle of moms that don't have anything to do during the day. They could come over at noon and get wrapped, or you could swing by their place and wrap them. Totally easy. Challenge parties are just what I like to call my resolution parties. I usually talk heavily about a package kind of situation. So if I was doing a challenge party, I would talk about replacing a meal a day with Profit to drop weight. Or I would talk about the triple threat, and I would still do a regular party. All of my parties are the same, but I might tweak one little thing to make it a challenge party, aka highlight triple threat and talk about how they could drop weight doing X, Y, and Z. It's just something fun to give it a different name. It's all in your wording and such. All right, anyone else? Awesome. Let me stop the recording. Well, let me first thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming. I will have the recording up in a day or two on our YouTube channel. It is YouTube. Just search for It Works Global Team Grit. All of our videos are up there from all of the past ones as well.